favourite to take the women's crown. But in her second round match against Christina Brandy, the tendinitis in her knee that has dogged her for so long flared up again. There'd been some doubt as to whether she would take to the court for her third round match against Daniela Hanchukova. Well, she did, but would the knee hold out? We're going to join it at the start. Your commentary team for this one, Sam Smith and Jill Clark.
Well, this third round match between the number 2 seed Venus Williams and the number 32 seed Daniela Hanchukova, and Sam Smith alongside me. Really great concern after Venus Williams played her second round match against Christina Brandy. Obviously trouble with that left knee, the tendinitis. There was a lot of talk beforehand, would she actually come out on court? And it is a great concern.
It is. She was like the one-legged warrior against Christina Brandy, but still managed to win.
Please.
Daniela Hanchukova is a
Williams
different
to serve.
player entirely.
Well, we will get a good gauge of that fitness in these early stages.
Love.
Well, she's got a more substantial bandage on that knee, so maybe that'll do the trick.
Love.
And of course the injury will be playing on her mind. So important in these early stages for Venus Williams to try and put out of her mind those injury worries. Just concentrate on the job in hand.
Well, there's nothing like a young, talented 18-year-old who's rising so quickly at the computer to focus the mind. And Hanchukova has got massive shots from both wings. She's confident. She sees herself as an all-court player.
Yes, there was no doubt she was a little bit slow to move there. Well, a break in the opening game.
First game.
Well, Venus, obviously concerns before this match, but let's just talk a little bit more about this Slovakian. I mean, as you say, she's got nothing to lose coming into this match. And really one of the up-and-coming players, just 18 years of age.
Love.
Well, logically, Hanchukova should test Venus's mobility early on in the match just to see how far she can move, but doesn't want to get distracted by that.
15 all. Game 30.
What was noticeable when Venus played Christina Brownie in the previous round is when she can't move, she looks quite an ordinary tennis player. For Venus, her athleticism is what makes her stand apart from the rest of the field.
Oh, that's nicely done.
Well, Hantucheva's had some great preparation coming into this Australian trip, has spent over a month in South Africa doing some Southern Hemisphere training where the conditions are fairly similar. So far, Australian Open not quite as hot as normal years, but still good to get in that warm weather training. Accuracy, pace and power from Venus, that's when she's devastating. Now, I don't think the injury is bothering her too much. I think she's 90% out here, and as the knee warms up, she can really get going.
Chance to break back.
Cheers. Advantage Williams.
Oh, a little bit of luck.
Cheers. Advantage hanchukova.
Well, luck not quite working for Venus as well. Let's hope that's not an indicator of things to come for her in this match. I'm sure she can't believe what's happened to her at this Australian Open. She came in so confident after winning the Gold Coast. Looked so smooth in her first round match.
Game hanchukova.
Yes, in fact, Venus Williams coming into this match on a 22 match winning streak. Going back to last July, that really is quite phenomenal.
Have to realise though that she gave up the ghost in September after the US Open and had 4 months off. It's impressive, obviously, to be on such a winning streak, but had she completed the rest of the year like all the other top 10 players, I don't think she would have had such a long streak of success.
Love 15.
The key statistic in this match for Venus is how many points is she going to win when she puts her first serve in. Over the last few years or so, she's usually around 70 or sometimes even 80%, and that's phenomenal. That's something you can't compete against.
Oh, that's nice.
Nigel Sears in your picture there in the white hat,
15,
sitting next to him, Daniela's mother, who travels with her on the tour alongside Nigel.
$15, 40.
Well, real trouble here for Venus Williams. Already a breakdown.
Game, hanchukova.
Well, what a start for the youngster. Hanchukova, 2 breaks to the good. 3-love in this opening set.
A little bit for Venus to worry about here. Hanchukova has these massive shots. She's not remotely worried by Venus's pace. Played Venus at Wimbledon, so she's had a taster of the big time. It's interesting, I saw Nigel and Daniela in Zurich late on last year, and Hanchukova is quite an interesting sort of girl, Nigel was telling me. Although she's got all this talent and she's playing so well on the tour, had an amazing year last year, she still completed her education by correspondence and actually came top in her class, which is fairly incredible considering the amount of travelling she's doing. I think it's very healthy that her mother is there on the tour with her, because that allows Daniela to do other things outside of tennis.
Ladies and gentlemen, find your seats quickly, please. Thank you.
Venus here
Time.
has a lot to think about, and I think when you have an injury, the worry is that instead of focusing on the match and how you're going to get back into it, you start thinking, do I stay? Do I go? Do I call the trainer? Is it my knee? And it's going to be very hard for her to put all this at the back of her mind, playing such a top quality but inexperienced opponent as Hanchukova.
Well, the number 2 seed taking her time. Obviously a lot of thoughts going through that mind.
Love.
Oh, that's clever.
30, love.
And have been the best of returns, but great tactical awareness. It's a good rally.
30, 15.
Hanchukova just looking a little vulnerable on the stretch, and Venus will know she's got to give the court a lot of width here, keep Hanchukova moving around, not letting her stand still too often.
Oh, she's done it again. Well, that really a sign of her confidence.
40, 15. Game,
Oh, that's
hanchukova.
lovely play. consolidates the double break.
Over lead, 4 games to love.
A lot of people have been raving about Hanchukova. Her mentor on the tour is Martina Navratilova, who she's been teamed up with by the WTA. They try to partner former champions with young emerging stars to give them a little bit of guidance.
Yes, I can remember a few years ago, I believe Venus Williams was teamed up with Pam Shriver, was that right?
It's a great idea because they don't really help them with their tennis, but they help them cope with the demands of the press, stardom. And they try to match them with someone they think has something in common with. Daniela coming from Slovakia, Martina being Czech. You know, they can speak the same language.
40 love.
And I think sometimes it's those little bits of advice that can just help a player, not when things are going really well, but when the wheels start to come off. There's only one word for it, Hanchukova, or Hanchukova, or Hanchukova. I don't know. The umpire thinks it's Hanchukova. I'm going to stick with Hanchukova. Hanchukova doing everything right out here so far.
Williams.
Oh, it's a great serve. And Venus Williams holding her serve for the first time in this match. A lot to do for the number 2 seed. Well, Daniela Hanchukova has made the most phenomenal start to this third round match. 2 breaks of serve, 4-1 lead.
Lovely day.
But I have to say, in that last game, there were signs that Venus Williams was just trying to up the pace a little bit, get herself moving.
Thank you, Bogo. Love 30.
Just signs of a little doubt there in Venus's mind whether to come forward and take it on the drive volley. You don't often see Venus Williams backing off.
Jane 30.
Big difference out here for Venus as she's playing someone unlike Brandy, who actually thinks she might be in with a chance. Hanchukova has taken Capriati to 3 sets. Mauresmo and